If you sell a lot of straddles, this strategy will change the way you look at risk. A normal straddle works until market makes a big move. This strategy is made for exact that moment. Short straddle and STBT. You must be wondering both the words I'm using in the same sentence. You heard it right. Short straddle is for the market which is in range. STBT is sell today and buy tomorrow. But what about the gaps? Short straddle doesn't do very well if market gives a massive gap down or gap up. And guess what? Today we're gonna tackle both the things. Not only I'm going to tell you the strategy, I'm going to discuss about the technical points of it. And also, I'm also going to show you if market give a major gap down, how do we tackle it? And what's the real meaning of hedge? You will know it. And if you've been watching this channel from a long time, you know very well that when we make the strategy video, we do not try to discuss ordinary stuff. This video is going to be no different. I promise and I deliver. Watch it till the end. Don't take the half knowledge. Maybe you can close the video now if you don't have few minutes to spare on trading strategies. Main setup. Straddle is made for calm markets. But chaos and straddles? Exactly. Let me show you exactly what do I mean. So here we are on the option simulator. I'm using weekly series. Watch it carefully is that when we sell the call and we sell the put in the current week series. This is a weekly straddle. But straddle has a big issue. When market starts to trend in any direction, you know very well what we can expect. And market has been giving a lot of gap ups and gap downs, and I'm aware of it. And you wanted something like this. Short straddle is a half story. The other half of the story is that we're gonna add the next week options. In this situation, I have already pre-selected because I don't want to waste your or my time selecting the strike and, spending time on easy steps which you can figure out on your own in just 2-3 minutes, right? So here, you could see very clearly, 2nd of June, I've gone to, which is the next series, and we bought 4 and 5. What is the logic of 4 and 5 and what is the ratio should be? I'm going to tell you towards the end of the video. When we do this, you see this is how the payoff looks at the moment. Now, many of you must be wondering that what if market really give a gap up or a gap down, then what is going to happen? I want you to study Greeks and really understand it. But in this video, I'm going to tell you in very short way. Basically, what happens is that, the next series usually have the higher sensitivity to Vega. So when market gaps down, what happens to India VIX? You got the answer? You want me to tell you? VIX usually go up when market gives you a massive gap down. You can check it. Number 2, when market really go up, far out of the money options. They are very sensitive to fast price change. So what we did is that we bought an option which is really far out of the money. Everybody's aware of this Greek, yes. But how many people actually know how to use it in the strategy? And you're looking at the live example as of now. I hope this is clear. Yes, easy. Now, when I try to do is, I try to do it before 5-10 minutes before the market closing. I want to repeat this. Suppose if market is closing around 3:30 p.m., I try to do it at 3:20, 3:25, roughly 5-10 minutes prior to closing. Now, why do I do that? Obviously, because this is sell today, buy tomorrow. I look to square off next day morning 9:20 out of the trade. Enter again before the market closing. But there are some more points to this, right? I will tell you as simplified as possible. Now, I'm sure you want to know the trending market, yes? 2 situations you want to see now. Number 1, what if market really gives you a big gap up, gap down? Then what's going to happen, right? Then number 2, what if market stay where market is? So guess what? We're gonna cover that next. But have you already liked the video? If you're watching this video for the very first time, you must consider subscribing to the channel and go through the playlist immediately. We crack the concepts, no gas, no fluff, directly on the point. We respect time and effort. So here we are on an example. As you can see, 5 minutes prior to the closing of the series. Yes, this looks good. Now, any changes here? You could see that I've increased the lot here 5:6. Versus the previous example. And let's see what happens. Remember, I don't look to hold this trade longer than overnight. I look to square off next day. Overnight theta decay capturing is the strength. which I like to capitalize on it. We got to focus exactly what this strategy intend to do. I hope this point is crystal clear here. Yes, let's go ahead now. Let's see. This is 5 minutes prior to closing. Let's see what happens. Have a look at where the market is. 23389. Roughly, we could say 23,400. Yes. Let's see what happens next day. Where market opens up, where do market go, and what do you see here? Market here currently is 23,276. So what do you see? A tiny bit of movement in the market, not much of a trending move, not crazy move in the market, not a big, huge gap down, right? Or gap up in that situation. And what do we see in the stable market? What do we see is that naturally the straddle which we are selling in the current series, we want to get the theta decay. Am I right? Yes, you're with me. Now, in terms of how much ROI it is, we can calculate. But if I go back and if I show you the previous example when we were making this strategy, as per the simulator, it is approximately 86. So we can calculate it how much of loss or profit which we have. Here, what do we see is overnight. Plain and simple. Now we're going to talk about some tough stuff, yes? And do you want to know about the adjustments as well? It's getting interesting, right? Every passing minute. Let's watch it. Let's go to the next simulator, which I've got it ready for you. Here, what do we see? And don't worry about the payoff so much, because payoff depends on so many factors. People who actually got trained, they know exactly the story behind the story. So I don't want to tell you that here. Here I want to stick to the rules and let's see what happens. Again, the same thing, same everything. And naturally, I don't want to show you the same market open there without the move because we have covered it. Let's see now. Next day, what happens with this? And here I click 1, 2, and 3. And now what do we see? Market is really gap down. Really like a rocket. This is a gap down which straddle sellers are afraid of. And naturally, have a look at the straddle. Isn't this is in loss already? This is in loss. Naturally, because it's a huge gap down. How much of a gap down? Let's just figure it out together, you and me, yes? So earlier market was 23,860. We could say around 23,900 we could say. And here, market has gone 23,572. This is the gap up retail traders are really scared of. Straddle sellers are really scared of. They try to do adjustments, try to do 100 things over here. The logic of VIX and the logic of buying a weekly option, the next week option, how much of a sense is it making now? I'm asking you this. Let me know in the comment section. People been doing straddles from a very, very long time. But there is some blind spots in this. We don't have to become overconfident with this, right? But this is the outline of the strategy so far. If you understand the logic, but don't want to guess the next rule or adjustments or the trading technique, you can always check the pinned comment. Now let's go to the next series and learn it even more. Yes, so here we go. We shorted the straddle 5 minutes back. I don't want to repeat the same thing. Yes, you get it. Now let's see what happens here. We sold the straddle, bought the hedges, etc. Right now, let's see what exactly happens. And next day, what do we see? Again, market moved, but this was not a big, huge gap down. There was some kind of a gap down, yes, but not as big of a gap down as it was earlier. Now, what do we see is the hedging. Is it playing any role here? This is important, and this is right here in front of us. Very, very exciting. But we don't have to get excited. Like I told you, there's some blind spots which I want to cover. But before that, I've told you certain things. I've told you straddle is for calm markets, but chaos, straddle, struggle. People try to find out solutions for this, try to do hit and trial into the market, try hedging, etc. But how many people actually think of, to take advantage of the next week options? Instead of selling, look to buy. Execution needs exact rules. Strike selection, adjustment timings, VIX filter, exit plan. All of that you can learn. This is the outline of the strategy so far. Now, let's go more deeper. Which exact strike to buy with the straddle? There is no specific rule on which exactly delta we got to choose and pick. It depends on the day. Why do I say that? Because suppose it's Friday. Now we have Saturday, Sunday, market close, market gonna open on Monday. In that situation, the hedging should be slightly more tighter. That is something which is important, should be considered. And delta rules for adjustment, if I add it in this video, is going to be really long because adjustment needs a lot of explanation. That topic will require me to really dig down and really teach you. So VIX matters. Straddle is a strategy which obviously when the VIX is high, that's when it's a time to do straddle. Why? Because it's a credit strategy. Important for us to know this. Position sizing and insurance as a concept. Now, when we sell a straddle without any hedging and we take it sell today, buy tomorrow, it requires higher margins. As soon as we add the hedging both the sides, naturally, we are expect to get some kind of a margin benefit. The benefit is just not only protection. The benefit also is in terms of ROI, because now the ROI is getting calculated on the margin which is deployed, not on the straddle margin by itself. Very interesting. That's the exact reason why I tell you, hit and trial way of trading one must avoid into the markets. One can elevate the trading game, no doubt about that. On this channel, I've made videos for working professionals. The outline of the strategy, the basic structure of the strategy. Watch it. You're going to learn something very powerful. Thanks for watching and I wish you all the very best. Take care. Signing off. Bye-bye.